Hey guys, Rob here, and I'm back on The Voice, and today's topic question for the top 10 contestants was backdrops. Let's see what they have to say about each stage setup that goes on behind the scenes before every performance. Check it out here on Front Row Live. And how much input do you guys have on whatever the stage is going to look like, whatever video is going to be while you guys are performing?
They really take into consideration everything that we talk about with our coach in our rehearsals. There are teams for everything. There's a wardrobe team, hair and makeup team, a team that works on just the staging, a team that works on what we specifically do on the stage, and then a separate team that works on what the stage will look like. And they all work so closely together. It's so cohesive. It's like a machine on making these just really spectacular stages for us to perform on. They have their vision. Everyone has a vision for their own part, and so it's up to us to be open to that, and we do contribute to that, and we do tell people what we see, and then we collaborate our vision with theirs, and we become kind of this piece in a work of art. Like Amy has talked about before, we kind of become just a moving piece in the work of art because everyone has such a big part in it. And we kind of do have a little bit of say, I think, on what happens, but ultimately sometimes we just walk in and they have this amazing stage waiting for us, and we love it every time. They're so good at just making the exact stage for every performance, I think.
Sometimes you have an idea of like what you think you want, and then like you walk in and you see something you didn't even like imagine. Like the stained glass windows thing for me tonight, I never even thought of that, but I thought it was really cool, and I think it was really well suited. And so, it's like Jordan said, it's one big machine that works together.
Now with yours, the trees, was there like an actual significance with the trees? Because that was quite interesting for me as well.
It was pretty interesting. Yeah, when I first walked into rehearsal with that, I was really blown away by all the thought that goes behind those sets. And, I think they were trying to touch on just the seasons changing and the bare trees like losing, fruit and life, and kind of mirroring lost love. And I wouldn't have thought that at first, and all those subtle little notes that maybe you read subconsciously, they do affect a performance. So it's amazing. We work with some of the most brilliant minds when it comes to these sets and performing and music, and it's just incredible.
There's an amazing artistic idea that goes into each stage set, and I feel like it's all very converse, like we all talk about it. I don't know my favorite one. I really liked last week's. I liked the light bulbs. It was really pretty. But I gotta say, all the red this week is pretty darn cool. So maybe this week.
Nice. For you?
I'm in the same boat with Corinne. It's kind of like a battle between last and this week, because this week we had like a full setup in the back, but not too much towards the front. And last week we had these awesome screens. And the band was right next to me. So, both of them were amazing, and I couldn't be happier with how they both turned out.
Yeah, we have these amazing stage choreographers and, creative people that really handle a lot of the creative that goes into it. They're like world-renowned. They do it for the most incredible people, so we kind of leave it up to them. And they see our vision because they get to know us and they know that kind of stuff, and they know the stage better than anyone. So my favorite would probably be, I loved this week because it looked really cool, and the backdrop, but I loved last week's bouquet of disco balls. I loved those.
The people here at The Voice really take a lot of pride in making those and getting it right. And it's such an amazing thing to see, to walk out, our first real big stage rehearsal and see what they've come up with, depending on the song, and to really be blown away by the, really the art that is building a set like that and moving it on and off a stage in 3 minutes. That's such an incredible thing. And so I think it's important, if it's not right, then it's sort of, you lose a vibe, and that's really what music is about making somebody feel a certain way. And I've always said that, music is also a visual art at times, especially when you're playing a show. It's not just about the notes. You got to look the part, and things need to look right and feel the way they should feel. And they certainly nail it with the sets here on the show.
Yeah, and that's why people who maybe aren't necessarily the best singers but have like a really solid look or just vibe about them, That's why people like that are successful, because it's most of the time it's about the whole package. Luckily, we're on a show where it is really focused on the voice, but that doesn't mean that we can just all get up there and have like a white backdrop that has like spray painting on it, like this is the voice, LOL. No, like it has to. It's fun to give people the whole experience, and I mean, just our creative team that we get to work with on this show, they're all so good at their jobs because this show is so successful. It's a huge blessing to get to work with so many competent people. Like, everything just flows so smoothly, and that's why it ends up being as great as it does, because we show up and we do our thing, and everyone else, which is like the billion people that work behind the scenes, show up and do their job, and that's why it always looks and sounds, and the band and everything is always just amazing.
Thanks again for watching this week's coverage of The Voice. For more interviews on The Voice and any other celebrities, check it out on YouTube at Front Row Live ENT. Thanks for watching. See you next week.